Okay, hello, this is me, and we're playing the Stanley Parable, the Kevin edition. So, if you don't know, Kevin is a friend of mine who likes to comment on my videos. Sometimes he watches them, sometimes. You're drinking some iced tea, delicious. Anyway, he wants me to play the Stanley Parable. And so, since this game has been out for eons, pretty much everybody's already played or watched the Stanley Parable. And he is one of the only ones that has done neither. So, here we go. This is dedicated to him, because he wants me to play this and nobody else will watch this.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do.
It's like it's only been a couple
seconds. Now it's just
seconds.
a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh. So, stay in my room. It was... Yes, this is a nice story.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others. So the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
So this game is for Kevin. If you don't know, Kevin is a tall, handsome, sexy black man. But did something. So, I'm gonna tell a few stories about this Kevin character. So, you know, some of the things that come with being a big, tall, sexy black man. He has like sex every day. Like, every other day he has sex with a different woman.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We'll listen to you this time. It's a nice high definition leaf there. Yeah, you said he has like sex every day.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers not. Oh. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header. Yep. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Oh, thank you. That's me right there. That guy right there. That's me. I'm a generic white dude. Charts and slides. Yes. We're gonna stare at this for a bit. 'Cause there's some gold, comedy gold right here. Yep, those are charts that depict the same information. Graphs per slide. Boss appreciation minute. 20 things you love most about my boss. Let's see, he likes coffee, donuts. What else? Solving interpersonal conflict. Why did we hire you? Plant life, lunch, travel, talk radio, mitosis, a boat, less all, clear skin, tips for not getting fired. Talk less, yeah, we should do that, yeah. Ooh, broom closet. Oh, let's go to the broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Yeah, let's just stick around here in the broom closet.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet FA. That's what we're doing.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Well,
please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
You talk to me, and that's what we want. We want you to talk to me in this broom closet.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
I'm sorry.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
This game. Okay. We'll go the right path.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Anyway, I'll try to tell as many stories as I can. Without the guy talking. So, Kevin...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Anyway, so let me tell you a story about Kevin. He, one time, the Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
When the Mountain Dew Baja Blast first came out, really
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'll do that later. Escape. Yeah, so at Walmart, they're selling bottles of Mountain Dew Baja Blast for, I would say, $1 each. And so he bought 30 bottles for $1 each, so $30. 30 bottles for $30.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
He could have bought like a few 12 packs and spent only like $12, okay? But he had to spend $30 for 30 bottles. He could have even bought like the 6-pack bottle packs. Those are like, I don't know, $4 maybe, something like that. It still saves some money.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Which one's us? I think it's this one right there, in the middle of my screen. No, we're about 4th. Oh. Somewhere around here is us. That one right there. That's a 427. I think that's us. Anyway. Get me out of here. Guess we're going this way. So he spent $30 on Mountain Dew. 30 bottles. That lasted him like a week. Swear to God.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Four. So, sometimes he can be really dumb, but other times he has some good ideas. Not often, just sometimes. Let me think of another story that I could tell. Anything down here? He makes a lot of Frozen jokes, and it's pretty good at throwing Frozen into conversations. 1, 2. There's 3. He's pretty good at that. Where's 3? I'm trying to think of other little things that he does. Well, I look for the number 3. Where's the number 3? It's the most important number here. Obviously, 3 is a great number. I like the number 3. It's a great number. No, I want to see what happens when I press the number 3. There's 5. 4's up there. 1 and 2 over there. I don't think there is a 3, to be honest. One time we were on a trip to California, United States, or for you British folk, we took a holiday. And he showed me that movie, Spring Breakers, with fuck and that one guy, James Franco. That was a terrible movie. He thought it'd be a good idea to show me that movie.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Off. Turned her off. I don't know why that was a story that I had to tell. That he showed me that piece of shit.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Well, that's the end of the game. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah. So, that's the end of this.